Beloved of Christ, we get some beautiful scriptures this day from Luke 24. It's coming up for this coming weekend. It's about the road to Emmaus and those disciples who have, their hope's been dashed. In fact, Jesus comes along as they're walking and it says, and they stood still looking sad. And as Jesus asks, what are you sad about? They talk about their hopes and they say this line, but we had hoped that he was the one to redeem Israel. We had hoped. There's many times we could say that again. Boy, I don't know about you, but I'm ready for this to all be over, aren't you? It's been more and more difficult to be isolated, to be away from our work, our school, our activities, even our churches. I don't know. I wonder. Sometimes today we hear about people who are protesting about their liberty and their rights and their freedom, that they are frustrated because it's all been taken away. And so they get angry and they lash out, and sometimes I feel like that. But then I remember it was just a few weeks ago that we read the story of Holy Week about Jesus, who had his liberty, his rights, his freedom taken away. Remember how he was arrested and beaten and humiliated and nailed to a cross? And what was Jesus' response? It wasn't about anger. In fact, he prayed, Father, forgive them. And then he put himself in God's hands. I think that's what we need to do these days, is put ourselves in God's hands. Maybe this is an opportunity for us to grow more in patience and acceptance and perseverance and endurance and, yes, love. It's a time for all of us to strive to grow in seeing what life looks like through the eyes of a spiritual lens. Do you have a holy place in your house? A place where you set up a holy altar? A place where you can meditate? Are you finding ways to serve one another every day? I know it might be hard when you're just a few of you, but is there ways for you to be generous with your time, your forgiveness, your compassion, your resources? We all want to get back to normal. But the problem is, normal really isn't what we want to get back to. We're never going to go back to the way that things were at one time. There's going to be a new normal. It's the way we move forward. It's what we have right now and what the future's going to look like. It's going to be that way for our families, for our work, and yes, for even our congregation. And we're going to have to explore, what does that mean when we come back? What does it mean as we move forward? Well, it's going to look a lot different. That's for sure. I know I'm not quite ready yet, maybe. I think God still has some work to do on me. I still have some growth ahead. More conversations with God need to be had. More time to slow down, more time to reflect, more time to serve, to give, to love more intentionally. I don't know. I love the line from 1 Peter this week in our lessons. It says, through Christ you have come to trust in God, who raised him from the dead and gave him glory, so that your faith and hope are set on God. Through Christ you have come to trust in God. Maybe that's what we need to do a little bit more. I know I do. Stop trusting in what I can do and start more relying on what God can do, and put ourselves in God's hands like Jesus did on the cross. Well, God be with you, my friends. I pray that God will give us exactly what we need for this time and this place as we journey together as the people of God. bless you. Bye-bye.